Good evening, gentle listener. You are now listening to Distractible, a Wood Elf production, with your hosts, Mark, Bob, and Wade. Today, they were discussing long, luscious locks and Frankensteinian building blocks. You know, growing organs and the like. Please still your mind and enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Distractible podcast. Here we discuss anything that interests us and compete to see who can bring the most captivating stories to the table. I'm here with my two friends, Mark and Bob today. How you guys doing?
I'm the second one of those.
I'm the former.
Alphabetically, you'd be reversed, but I wanted to mix it up.
Spicy.
Thanks, man.
I got a fun one today, guys, and I'm going to be inserting myself into the conversation as well, so it's not going to be just you two. I'm competing with you as the judge.
Wow.
She's patently unfair.
Yeah. Can you be the winner? Can you declare yourself the winner?
Well, I can't be the... Well, it depends on what you mean by winner, because you know what today's subject is?
What?
We're going to talk about different ways to remove unwanted hair. And you know what? I don't really have that problem. So I either already win or else I already lose.
I know that you have hair in places that
you
don't
have
want it. You
hair.
don't just because you don't have hair in places you might want it.
Yeah, but you guys have more you could remove in theory, I guess. Maybe. Well, maybe not.
Well, no, actually, I'm Korean. I have very little hair, is the thing.
Oh, that's right. All of yours is like edited in Photoshop or something.
Yeah, man.
when Mark gets ready to do a shirtless video, he just takes a glue stick and some craft hair and is like, "Come on, man."
Did I say ways to remove unwanted hair? Today's episode is ways to add wanted hair.
Can we get like add or remove or transplant or just shift around?
You know
on
what?
The body?
Ways to hair. Sure.
Ways to change the amount of hair in places on you.
Whatever you want to do with hair, we will talk about it today.
Yeah, but why? Why would you want to remove hair? Hair is beautiful.
Well, maybe you have a severe hair phobia, but you just really want to, so you give them a heads up. But they got to get rid of that stuff. Or other reasons. Maybe you're a swimmer.
I think that's one of those sentences that's just going to be one long bleep.
I should have thought of that one first.
I just love the shift of gears. You can hear the clutch grinding. Or you're a swimmer. Yeah.
Or what if you're a grocery clerk and the motion of reaching back and forth to swipe all the groceries really agitates the hair in your armpit?
What if you're a nudist, but you have so much hair you're not actually nude, so they don't let you in?
Oh yeah, like Bigfoot.
All the other nudists judge you for being only quasi-nudist.
Where's
Hey,
your
we
dick?
can't see your penis. You better share.
Where's it? Get it out here!
Can't even see into your crack when you bend over. It's shrouded in hairy mystery.
Your ass is still in the 70s. It's time to catch up.
Oh man.
Okay, well, that seems like a
All right,
totally normal topic to talk about between friends.
Yeah, sure. Do we still come up with a title? Do you want to be captivated with like a...
You know what? I'm the judge. You guys come up with a title for at least your first part, and then whichever one of your titles I like best, you get to go first. Then from there, we'll just keep that order as we go through these more and more ideas.
All right. I don't have a banger title for this, but I really like this idea. I'm hot on an idea right now, and I think I'm gonna call it the dip.
Oh, god damn it! You asshole!
You
Your
don't know
idea
what
was
my
called
idea
the dip?
is.
Mine was called Dip It and Rip It.
No, we just have like the exact. There's no way we had the same idea. There's
Wait,
no way.
Did yours involve like a big vat of like gooey, like what is the silly putty style stuff? Was that?
Yeah.
You know what? You guys get to tell this together.
All right, Mark, we're doing this idea together. This is a cooperative idea.
You each
All right, we
get
came up with this.
250 points for dip.
God damn it. We really went to the exact. All right, well, we'll see if we went to the exact same place. I guess, but
okay, all right.
Where does yours start?
You got a 50, like you got like a 500-gallon drum. It's like a swimming pool, but cylindrical.
Like a dunk tank.
A dunk tank, yeah, exactly. What was yours?
Well, specifically, no, not sponsored or anything, but I was thinking that product, Nair, is where you apply it and then you wipe it away and all the hair comes off by some sort of magical power.
Yeah.
You get like a huge like dunk tank full of Nair.
Okay. That's interesting because mine was actually more like, silly putty when you put it on like a newspaper and it'll lift off like the newspaper ink, or you like stick it in your vents of your air vents.
Do you mean like wax? Like
No,
like
a very
removal.
kind of like a very stickier version of the silly putty, because you could. I was just thinking like you put it in the bottom of a cup holder or like in your car's air vents, and it'll like lift off any of the detritus. So you just make a super sticky version. You just slowly, like in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, like when they dipped cartoons in, and it would like sizzle and burn as you go down, and you go the hair would just like you pull out really quick. So you got like loops under your armpits, and then once you're down, it just rips really hard, and either your arms tear off or all of your hair does.
So that's what I was gonna say. Is what that sounds like is a really elaborate way to tear a person in half.
Or
if you're dipping
get rid of their hair.
The amount of suction and force from that much of something that's that thick and sticky, I'm pretty sure you're just ripping some arms off.
If the arms are hairy, though, it still technically would qualify.
That's true.
Your hair dunk tank. Are they like, is someone with like a ball hitting a target and they fall all the way in, like completely?
Well, so have you guys ever used Nair? Because I do have to explain a little bit about why. There are some downsides to mine.
No, I'm still at the point in life where I cherish what I've got left everywhere.
It's sort of like a thick. It's not really as thick as wax. It's sort of like a thick, like putty sort of thing. It's pretty thick, and you sort of spread it on and then wipe it off, but you have to wipe pretty aggressively. The way that Nair removes hair is that it burns chemically.
Oh, God.
But only a little, right? So it doesn't burn your skin chemically, but it burns your hairs chemically. And that's why when you put it on and then just wipe it off with a towel, the hair comes right off because it's been like dissolved or destroyed. So the thing about Nair is it's kind of dangerous. You got to kind of watch the timer. You can't just like put some on and let it sit, and the longer it sits, the less hair you have, or so. It'll just start burning. It's not good.
Oh my God.
So the dipping in a vat of Nair is sort of like a race car pit stop sort of scenario. You get set up.
You have a team of people that wipe you down.
Yeah, well, you can't leave it on there, right? So you get set up, you get the loops under your arms and whatever. You get your thong on, so you get maximum exposure. You really want to seal that thong, unless you're trying to get rid of every hair, I guess. But
yeah.
Feeling like you don't want your sensitive areas to be subjected to this. And you don't want your face to go in because you don't want it inside you either. It's terrible.
Right. Okay, so in this hypothetical pit stop, how does the team know what you're getting? Because I'm assuming it's at the same speed as a pit stop. Are you like shouting it ahead of your order? Like, do they radio it in?
Well, so the pit stop starts when the timer's done, right? So everyone's like ready and prepared. They dip you in very gently and they suspend you in the Nair for like a timed period. There's a big timer, and you're like, everyone's counting down. As the timer nears zero, all the pit stop guys get their towels out and like take their positions. As soon as that bad boy hits zero, huge buzzer, you're yoinked out of the Nair like elastic band style. You flopped over. Actually, you're probably suspended still because I got to wipe 360 on you. Suspended over, whatever, a tarp, and the whole team of people just starts fiercely just scrubbing off this caustic chemical, because if it stays on there for any longer, you're looking at serious, skin damage, blistering, burns.
I linked a picture of some dude who had Nair burns.
Oh,
Yeah, I see. Those don't look pleasant.
That's a very unpleasant.
I imagine to add to this, in order to qualify what is getting wiped off or removed or what coverage you want, I imagine you could do like a drive-through style for this, where you go through, you place your order, and then they give you like the appropriate outfit to cover the spots or no spots,
Yeah.
Oh, right, like a template.
Yeah.
So that it's like masking tape, but for your body.
Yeah.
It'd be like a spray-on thing,
reverse
like masking
clothes.
liquid spray-on.
It's just a shirt with your tits open and hanging out and your crotch completely exposed. It's reverse clothes. And you're like, hey, man.
Some guy comes in and he's like, all right, this process seems really convenient, and I'm tired of shaving this area. What can you do for armpits? It's just like an elaborate system of masking and spraying and latex and suspending in the correct orientation just to get some armpit exposure.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this definitely does the removal, but I don't feel like it does the transplanting or the saving of good hair. It's very much like a blanket sweep solution to a problem that should be like targeted. Because I feel like even on your body, maybe you have one hair that you like, but the hair next to it you don't like. So how do you get this specificity down? Right.
So you want like hair conservationism.
Kinda, yeah.
You don't want to be chopping down perfectly healthy hairs, but if you need an area to not have hair for like a strip mall or something, you want to transplant those bad boys.
Yeah. And maybe even like you could run a shop where you save hair from people that don't want it and then give it to other people. You know, like they do with lipo, they suck it out of people that don't want the fat and then they push it right into the people that do want the fat.
Oh, no. I'm just envisioning like a back room, like a garage that has like hydroponic grow lights in it and a bunch of just little patches of like curly squiggly hairs. And you just walk around and they all have labels. This is a Wall Street businessman, and these are some choice hairs off of his lower back and butt cheeks.
You have like a hair laundering business, so like the auditor comes in, has to go through all the hairs you have to make sure they're all clean.
Someone comes in for a beard and they get a stray blonde pube on their face and they're like, what the hell is this?
Listen, we had an intern. Something got sorted incorrectly. I know. We can fix that. We can fix that.
The guy in an alley comes up in a trench coat, opens it. You want Russian? You want Mexican pube? I've got it all here. Quality Colombian grundle. It's beautiful. Look at the luscious curls.
It looks like he's a flasher, but actually he's just advertising all the different hairs he has on.
It's on his body. He's like,
God.
I keep it alive like this. Fresh.
Mobile hair garden. So listen, so I haven't like experienced hair loss yet. I might. It's starting to thin out a little bit on me, but I don't know. We'll see if I get there. So maybe I don't appreciate this. If there was a technology that existed that was just a bed of micro needles where they could lay it on part of you and either inject hair with follicles or remove hair with follicles or whatever, but it's literally like a huge array of tiny little needles, like thousands of needles per whatever square foot. Is that worth it?
I mean,
Is that really worth it? I don't know if it is for me.
Would it be extremely painful, or would they knock you out? Like, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they're not putting you under general anesthesia.
I mean, maybe. Probably not. But like, if I go in, like, I would love to have my hair back. But if I go in and they're holding a butcher knife and there's another dude like with his thumb up and he's like, dude, can't wait to change scalps with you, dude. And they're just gonna cut off my entire scalp and swap it. I'd be like, maybe not worth it. But like, if it wasn't gonna be that painful, like, sure.
if there's some other dude that's that cheerful about it, then maybe it's not such a bad idea. Dude, can't wait. Your dome looks dope as hell. Like, also, Bob, is your idea that it's all these needles hitting you at the same time? Like it's a million
Yeah,
needles,
it's just
and
like-
they're just ka-chunk, like a stapler into your head.
Yeah, well, it's efficient, right? So you line it all up, and then you're just hitting the button, and it's just like,
Oh my Jesus.
and it just happens.
Good God.
The needles just all go in and out. They do their thing.
Well, the way I think is like it's not like a tattoo where it's a needle, but they do it a little bit at a time. It's all at once.
So it's like the temporary tattoos that you get off of like kids, like fruit roll-ups and stuff, or fruit by the foot. You'd like put it on, you'd peel it off, like add a little bit of water, it would stick. Except for this is actual just millions of needles in that tiny little space that makes it permanent.
Well, okay, we can take Mark's alternative. So you don't like my original idea. What if it's like a tattoo gun, and it's one hair at a time?
Is that so bad? I've never had a tattoo before, but
That's kind of like what they do for follicle replacement, though, isn't it?
I would
think, yeah.
assume. I don't actually know.
In all honesty, I went in years ago to talk to like the people that worked at like Bosley and stuff, and there were like two alternatives they offered at the time. There was one where they like take a strip of skin and hair from like I think it was like your lower back of your head. Maybe it was like from other parts of your body.
Cool.
But it was like
cool.
a strip with a skin. It sounded like there was still skin on it, and then they just like put it on your. I don't know how the hell it worked. It sounded awful and barbaric. And the other one was like individual follicle replacement, where they would go. It seemed like into the back of your head where like your hair's at some of its thickest, and they'd remove follicles that had multiple hairs like in each follicle, and they would move those around to where it was needed.
Wait, I was looking up like new technology for hair restoration, and look at this sick ass hat.
What is this? I love the glowing golf ball inside. What is that?
The system provides max results.
So it's like some kind of laser, right? So it's a hat with lasers.
That looks like a stock image they didn't even cut the words out of, and then they were just like, just make his hair red and put this on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know that like everything today, for some reason, I don't understand this. There's some things like laser hair removal, I get it, but how can you also have lasers remove hair and also add hair? Because that's what this is suggesting. It's like a hat of lasers that blast your head with lasers, and then also you could get them removed with lasers.
Different kinds of lasers? Duh.
Here's an article I just read. Soon there will be unlimited hair. That's just the title. Soon there will be unlimited hair. And I don't know if that's a good thing.
I just picture Palpatine with like a really nice like comb over. Unlimited hair.
Unlimited. Out of his fingers shoot strands of hair like
Like wrapping around like Luke, like no.
That actually sounds really cool though. Wait, it's kind of funny, but it's also kind of cool. New uses of stem cells and 3D printing could make baldness obsolete for the wealthy.
I like the for the wealthy in parentheses, yeah.
Well, everything can be anything for the wealthy. I think that's pretty much true at this point.
Okay, so what is this article? I wasn't actually reading it. All the parts of the body to create in a lab? What?
They grow ears on mice and stuff, right? They're working on organs.
Yeah, but I mean, did someone just accidentally make hair? Have you ever heard of like the teratoma? The teratoma?
You know, I hadn't until you said it the third time.
You guys know what the teratoma is?
No, not enough that I would venture to describe it.
Teratoma is fucking terrifying. Okay, so this is a picture of a teratoma.
What the hell is that?
Not pictures. Why would you send pictures?
Oh, what is
Yeah,
that?
that's a good one, right? It's a teratoma. It's a teratoma.
Is that teeth or marshmallows?
Those are teeth.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh
Okay.
God!
I'm actually going to delete that
Please
one.
do. I'm
want
secretly trying to eat lunch in the
terrible.
background, and I don't think I can do it anymore.
So a teratoma is a tumor that can occur in the body. It's pretty rare, but basically it grows random parts of the body inside of whole parts. Whereas some tumors are just like masses of cells. This one actually is starting to make parts of the body. So that's why there can be teeth in it. There can be hair, ears. There can be an eye in it. You know, there could be anything in your human body in terms of an organ in this tumor because it just starts randomly growing full organs.
I just came up with another way to generate new hair for human transplant.
Does it have to do with the teratoma?
Yeah, you just need to come up with a method by which you can instigate teratoma creation. So inside your person who wants more hair, you inject them with something that causes a teratoma to form.
We'll call it the T virus.
T-virus.
What if it gets a voice box that talks to you, and it's like,
Please don't remove me.
God. If it talks, that's a different issue. But you just keep doing it, and you keep harvesting the teratomas, and you just take, hopefully you get some hair in some of them, and keep accumulating hair out of hairatomas. You could call it the hairatoma.
if at first you don't succeed, just keep growing them.
God, it's like a loot box. You're like, I hope this one's got hair. Teeth again. Oh, damn it.
They said for the wealthy, it adds up.
Or if you're really desperate, you do a bunch at once. How many teratomas can you have in a body and still be alive?
I mean, they're extra organs. Honestly, you'll probably be healthier than ever.
Even more alive. I got 2.5 hearts. I got some extra livers around. Man, I can drink whatever I want.
So you're saying if you do like a 10-fold summon, you get your 11th one free?
Yeah, man.
That's
Yeah,
great.
That's probably definitely how teratomas work.
Yeah. I mean, in more realistic terms, or probably horribly unrealistic terms, maybe this actually is a way for like future organs to be grown. Controlled tumors that just in your body grows the extra organ. You wouldn't even need a transplant. You just grow it where your kidney is, it would squoosh out the bad kidney, and then the new kidney would be there. You know what I mean? Maybe this is actually
That sounds like a thing that would exist in like some kind of weird sci-fi surrealist thing where it's like a vending machine. You start feeling kind of sick. You check your bioscanner and it's like, oh, heart failure.
Diagnosis: heart failure.
You go up to the Toma vending machine and you're like, heartatoma, that's the one. C3 heartatoma.
What if the vending machines are just criminals who have done really bad things, and so like the worst of the worst criminals are forced to become these human vending machines that grow your parts for you?
Jesus Christ.
God.
Like the
I
sequel
love
to
it.
Human
This is
Centipede,
great.
Human Teratoma Machine.
I don't think you understand what teratomas are, but I apprate that concept.
No, you just take it. You like
I think that's just
Kalima,
regular
whatever
organs
part you need.
in regular.
No, man.
Just as a form of punishment, you harvest their organs, but also teratomas.
Yeah, no. See, the thing about the teratoma is like if they grow it in their body, it's their heart. Like you want to grow it in your body.
Until you take it.
Yeah, then it's still a transplant, and you have to have matching things, proteins or antibodies. I don't know how it works, but you can't just accept a transplant from any other human. There's a bunch of shit that has to work.
No, Wade's got this.
Well, eventually there'll be enough criminals where you'll match with someone, like, maybe it's a sibling or something.
Just on the off chance that this criminal matches with some people in need of organ transplants, like grow the maximum number of organs inside this sack.
My name's Billy.
You're a sack now. You should grow more hearts.
You shouldn't have smoked all that super weed. You're not a person anymore.
I like this idea.
There's probably like some sci-fi thriller about this, or there's like a desperate author listening to this podcast, like furiously writing it. Teratoma.
I feel like that's giving our terrible off-the-cuff idea a lot of credit, but I'll take
Talk
it.
about crime deterrence, though. Like, hell, I would never do anything wrong. Not that I do anyway, but...
Well, okay. Imagine like if you're growing a lot of organs, you're going to get a lot of food. You're going to eat. They're going to feed you good. They're going to feed you good food. You're just going to be like staying, relatively docile, like your 16 hearts. Maybe you can run real fast.
Eventually, you'll accumulate so much extra muscle mass, you'll be so bulky they can't even keep you there.
crime is deterred so much by this that you have to, like, be paid in order to violate the laws to become a teratoma vending machine so your family can eat.
Dude, actually, that might not be crazy in the future. Imagine there's a world where I think we've had the hypothetical, like if you could pee for someone else, like if you could take someone's pee and pee for them and your job was just to pee for people that didn't have time to take bathroom breaks or take dumps for people, like it's kind of the same concept. I will grow your heart. It's like a surrogate mother. I will grow your organ. I will do all the work to grow it. I will eat right, take my vitamins, whatever. I'll deal with the pain or the side effects. And then at the end of it, you take my heart out and put it in you. Is that so
I
unrealistic?
feel like that in my head goes directly to some sort of weird dystopian future where the super rich have like herds of humans that they've paid to live on their human ranch to grow all these extra organs for them and their family. Just like every rich guy has like 9 other people who are all organ farms, and they just pay them like minimum wage and give them food and housing. The people's existence is to be safe and not get hurt and be healthy.
This sounds like 10 years from now. Is that why they haven't raised the minimum wage? They're already planning it. The coup is coming.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Dude, what, like, okay, but imagine, like, you get paid minimum wage, but per organ, right? So you just take on 10 organs. You're making good money. You're making real
There's
good
no way
money.
it would be that fair. That somehow the rich people who were paying these organ growing humans would find a way to make it a tipped profession. I mean, you don't even get minimum wage. You get $1.16 an hour, and you better make sure the doctors tip you when you go and see them.
You screamed a lot during the heart extraction, so I'm not even going to leave a tip.
You grow on Uber organ?
You only get tips when your organs get used.
Do door lungs.
Door. Oh, I love whenever volunteers come to my house and deliver organs in a bag and ring my doorbell. At least the bag's stapled so you know they didn't get their hands on it.
Got a sticker on it that says COVID free.
It just says, "Aren't you glad you stayed in?"
Like all those commercials where people are just eating food. It's just people holding up organs dripping with blood and stuff, just dancing as ridiculously as before. Dorlung. Only the choicest organs on Dorlung.
Oh my god.
Well, I guess we could do the same with hair, right? You could have different kinds of hair delivered.
Yeah, hair, right, hair.
We got a little distracted
Hair.
there. I'm the judge. You're supposed to laugh. You both lose 200 points.
I don't care. I don't care anymore.
Good.
It's not worth
In fact, I'm giving myself 400 points for you not laughing.
Good. Excellent.
Anyway, hair. So, like, without growing it, we haven't talked about synthetic hair, right?
That's true.
Because we've been on the biological tangent. Like, there's plenty of really realistic, like, wigs and stuff like that you can make. But why don't you just sew that directly into the scalp, Westworld style, and you just like build out your hair? What's the difference?
I mean, honestly,
then
you
it's consistent.
could use that to augment yourself. If you're adding synthetic pieces, what if there's implants in the scalp transplant that you get? So you get hair plus you have 5G.
You have like little fishing reel things, like in your like really small ones in your head, so you can change the length of your synthetic hair, so you can grow it out, shrink it back up.
You could hire thousands of tiny little microscopic fishermen to adjust them for you. Get a bunch of guys right out like, no, you need to go over the back, go over the back. It's not automated or anything. It's fishing reels. This is the future.
I couldn't think of the name of the system.
Yeah. What do the tiny people get paid to do that?
No, I think you're dead on, man. I think you've predicted the future with 100% accuracy as far as I'm concerned.
What I think is going to happen in a few years, you know, because all trends, they move in waves. So like pubes were not cool now, and then they were cool like before. I believe they're going to come back, but with the advance of technology, they're going to come back in like 3-dimensional geometric like shapes, you know, like hedge trimming, but with
Like topiaries,
pubes.
pubiaries.
Like it's going to be it's going to be pubiaries.
Puberries?
Yeah. I think it's just going to elevate it to an art form, and then they'll be like, oh, you know, you're still with like the square pubiary. You got to go with the pyramidal. It's all about the pyramid.
I want a giraffe pubiary. Actually use the shaft itself in the design. It's very elaborate. Tape in there.
So you're gonna have like neighborhood competitions where people come out to look at like the different designs that you've gotten.
Yeah.
In the suburbs, they have yard competitions. Who has the nicest garden? In the city, it's an apartment building where it's just an apartment hallway. Everyone's standing in front of their own door, showing their newest, sexiest.
They're just
pubiary.
laying on the ground, like on the welcome mat, their pants at their ankles. Someone's walking around like with a notepad. Mrs. Johnson, same design as last year. You're gonna lose points for that.
Families come walking through, and then mom's like, "Get in front of that one. Take a picture with the dog."
I don't know how accurate this is, but have you guys ever seen like Spartacus or like any like Roman show, stuff like this?
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, so in there, whenever they made a statue of like some famous gladiator or something, they had like a bust of their head and shoulders, and then it was like a square solid block all the way down to the floor, except they also had their cock and balls rendered perfectly
what?
in marble. So it was like, it's like head and then dick. And I don't know how accurate this is, but literally that is one element from those shows that always stuck with me. Let me see if I can find
I was
it.
gonna say I don't remember seeing a bust that's just like on a nice little pedestal with a dick and balls.
Well, I mean, the only reason I bring this up is because it's not too crazy to think about these competitions where like a bunch of rich assholes in a museum, like, and there's a bunch of lined up men and women with various pubiaries, like of all types of designs. They're like, oh, interesting. Ooh, look at that dog. That's so cute. You know, let me see if I can find this thing.
I have never seen this
What?
before.
What the hell? No. No.
I told you, man.
That's like a Photoshop.
I have
There's
never
no
seen
way.
that before. So everyone listening, this might be on the website, but literally it's a head and shoulder bust and then a full cylinder of nothing except for a little like 3D carve out of a dick.
Okay, I'm digging through Reddit posts right now. This is apparently not a bust, nor is it technically a statue. This is called a herm, H-E-R-M.
A herm.
They were originally sacred objects in classical Greece, depicting the god Hermes. They were only of Hermes. I guess that's why they're called a herm. This is the equivalent of like having a cross up in your kitchen or something modernly. I don't know. But from the late 400s onward, the style came to be used for other subjects, and like many forms of Greek sculpture, was copied by the Romans. The genitals were not intended to be part of the depiction, but were a remnant of the original herm.
That's a Disney castle tower penis.
For classical Greeks, the penis was part of the herm's religious significance.
Of course it was.
Okay, so what I'm getting here is Hermes had magic junk, and everybody in Greece was really hype about Hermes' junk.
Why did we never start rumors like that about our own? Can you imagine?
We could start it right now. I mean, yes, we have
Sure.
magic junk.
I may not be able to get a perm, but I did go down and I got a herm done today, boys.
You get your herm done. What if like a gravestone, grandpa died and you go over to the field like, look, this looks so peaceful. Put a flower by his balls.
That would be such a banger of a will, though. So you get your final like arrangements in order, and you don't explain it or talk to anyone. You have like totally normal sounding stuff, but also mixed in there somewhere. You're like, also, I'd like my gravestone to be a herm. Make sure you get that taken.
Don't even tell them. You just tell them you have to go through this one company.
Yeah, no explanation. So like your family, your children are grieving, and they're like, oh, we gotta take care of Dad's funeral. Like, and you're looking down on them, obviously, from heaven, because you were a good person, and you would never do something like this to your family. and they're like, and he wants a herm. Huh? You guys know what a herm is? No. Well, let's look it up online. Oh. And then the last page of your will is a series of 3D wireframes of your junk that you very carefully hadn't made. So like they learn what a herm is, and they're like, no, Dad, no, what? And then they turn again. They're like, maybe it's a joke, maybe. And then they find your junk on the last page, and they're like, no, Dad, God, send us to the herb maker.
There's like a thumb drive, and then like they boot it up. It's a spinning 3D file, like a light scan of your dick and balls.
It's like one of those 90s like screensavers. Your junk bounces around the screen. Their kids are staring at it in horror, and then the tip just goes right into the corner, and one of them's like, yeah, wait. Sorry. That's cool, but boy, that's not the time.
Yeah.
Grandma's like, oh, that was when he was at his prime. Oh, that must have been 1983. I can tell by this. Never mind.
God, do you think teratomas would work if you wanted like extra dicks?
Why not?
Like, you hire someone to grow like 13 more dicks. You don't put 13 dicks. You just like chain them up like dick to dick.
Just to maximize the
And
length.
you've got the human centidick.
What if the kind of teratoma that you grow in your body is like somehow genetic or something, or like it's unique, and so like you become known. Like someone's like, oh, I grow hearts, and then another guy's like, yeah, I grow right lung teratomas, and there's just a guy's like, yeah, I grow dick teratomas. They're not big, but there's a lot of them. You put them end to end if you're really worried about it.
Dick teratoma guy walks in there like, oh, time to leave. There's a sit at a table by himself.
He sits down next to the anus teratoma guy, and anus guy's like, what's up, you old bag of dicks? And they're like, yeah. Nobody likes us.
Boob face sits down.
I grow boobs only on my face.
I grow not teratomas. They're external. They're boobs on my face. Like, man, I don't think you're a teratoma guy at all. I don't think you know what teratomas are.
What are you doing at our club? What's Tinhead guy doing at the Teratoma Club?
Teratoma Club. It's like a classy, snooty, Blazers only supper club for teratoma growers. It's a weird future that we're gonna live in, guys. I'm excited for it.
I think it'd be hard to look snooty when your blazer is like bulging out because of all the ultra organs underneath your coat.
I think I need a herm for my house. It's to really scare and confuse guests.
Well, if you do the teratoma thing, you could maybe get a herm, but instead of it just being the dick, it's whatever organs you actually grow in you.
Could be. Yeah.
Would it still be a herm in that case?
I mean, you could call it that.
Huh. But I did not know we'd go down the line of growing organs for other people inside of our bodies.
Well, that's what we do here. We go beyond just the problem presented. We solve that problem in the beginning.
I honestly thought this through a little bit, and I saw some different roads we might go down. This was not one of the ones I projected. I'm happy about that.
People got the education that they needed in terms of hair removal and hair restoration. We have solved.
Yeah, I mean, you guys' solutions were a lot more clever than mine. I was just gonna have 2 dudes super glue like their chests and then like hug, and then have like cars or trains rip them apart to rip the hair out. But you guys had more clever solutions than that.
What the fuck?
Something fast or do the quick rip. It's like how whenever someone's like losing a tooth, you tie a string to the tooth, tie a string to the door, and you slam the door shut. It's kind of like that, but for hair.
I just want to circle back to herms for a second. Apparently they are named.
Okay.
So a herm of Athena is called a Hermathena. So there's like Hermericles, which is Heracles. There's Hermaphroditus, which is Aphrodite. I want a Hermiskerm, her Markiplier, and her minion 7. Her minion space 7, actually, if I'm being specifically honest.
Our new merch, the first merch of the podcast, will be Herms of Us, little tiny herm.
Oh my god, goodbye sets of herms. Oh my god.
God, if we could, can we make a herm shirt where it's just like dick and balls at the bottom center? Oh my god.
It's just a tan shirt with a shadow on.
God.
That would be the best piece of merch I've ever seen on the internet. Oh my god.
For the people that understand
It would have to, so it would have to be squared, right? So it'd be a tan rectangle with like black sides. So you can put your hands behind your back and really just become a herm.
Yeah,
Can the back of it just say "got herm" or something like that? Just since the back doesn't matter.
The back is like a big like quote bubble that just says "You got hermed." So once you get people, they look at you for a second and they're like, "What the? What?" You just jump and turn around and point at your back with your thumbs and be like, "Ha ha!"
Like, oh damn it! I thought it was just a lewd shirt. Now I know. Oh, I fell for it again.
Oh, this one's weird.
The one on the right, it kind of looks like a little face down there. Like he just got a second face. He's just like, "Oh."
Like Squidward if he like had sunken in cheeks.
You fear death.
Is that Davy Jones?
Tell him that Jack Sparrow. That you'll fail death.
Just have Davy Jones down in your crotch. Every time you go to use a urinal, you walk into a public bathroom, you like find your spot, you're like zip, just from down there, and you're like, shut up! God damn it! Like, God, I hate this.
I didn't know Davy Jones was Canadian.
Why did my terracotta have to have terracotta? Is that the
Yeah.
Why did mine have the voice box and the dick in the same one?
Ugh. God.
What was these things? Terracoma?
Teratoma.
Teratomas?
We talked about this 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Ah, God.
Right.
So hair.
Hair, yeah. While we removed it, we added it. We grew new hair synthetically, fishing poles.
What are some unorthodox uses for hair that is removed?
Fishing net, rug.
You could sprinkle it on your bed like rose petals before an evening, a romantic evening.
Yeah, get some red hair for that.
Okay.
Exfoliating.
Wait.
Oh yeah, hair soap. Just homemade soap with hair fibers as exfoliating.
Oh, fiber supplement. You put that in some water, like Metamucil. It's like Haramucil, and you slug it down. Probably keep you very regular.
You could probably use it as glass fibers when you're pouring epoxies or
insulation
whatever. You
in
can
the
make
house.
like a hair fiber
That'd be perfect.
epoxy.
Insulation in your home?
Yeah. Put it like flex tape and just use it as an extra seal on cracks.
A whole carpet instead of buying carpet, you just have it made out of excess hair.
You burn it for heat in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Sprinkle it on your dog's bed to show him who's boss.
Water supplement for swimming pools.
Yeah.
If you have one of those cats that doesn't have hair, you could use it for cat warmth, kind of a nest situation.
All right, that was good. You guys were quick on that. 1,000 points each.
Thanks.
Thank you for the points.
You're welcome.
Do you fear death?
What's that guy's name? Bill Nye?
I think it was Davy
the
Jones.
non-science guy.
Yeah, Bill Nene. Bill was it Bill Nye?
Bill Yaya.
Bill hit that whip.
Bill
That
Nay.
All right. Well, I guess on that, Mark, you get an extra 10 points for finding those lovely statues. So I guess that makes you our winner today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Pretty sure it was tied before that.
You did assign points exactly evenly, yes, the whole time.
I think I was technically winning, but you know what? However many points you need to beat me with the statues, especially the ones with the feet, you win.
All right.
So
Thank you. Thank you very much.
congrats.
I appreciate it.
Well played,
We'll
sir.
I will patent the teratoma process, and you guys can expect organs to be pumped out very soon. If you want to crowdfund it, we have a Patreon for helping with that.
Yeah, I guess everything can be found on our website that we've spent a lot of time working on and looking at, and we know like the back of our hands.
Yeah.
And a big thank you to our sponsor, or sponsors.
I think he managed Alibaba, and that's the only sponsor that we can possibly get.
Thanks for watching Distractible. You can find our podcast and
They
shit.
already
Where do
found
we
our
find-
podcast.
Oh. Well, you can find us. Let's go to the website. The website's called. Oh, what's the name of the website?
Distractablepodcast.com.
You can find our podcast at distractablepodcast.com. A big thanks to my co-podcastees, Mark and Bob.
You're welcome.
Stay tuned for another podcast coming to you same time, same place. Podcast out. Did I do it, guys?
Jesus Christ, man. That was great. Yeah. Good job.
Thank you.